because I should have said that before. So welcome on the call tonight. If anyone jumps on, we'll just continue with our call. I'm going to ask Kerry and Deano to share their experience in Plexus so far. They ordered the end of April, I believe it was, and they got their products and started on the products May 4th. And I just want both of them to share like two different sides of what they see in Plexus, one in products and one in the business side, and what they've learned and what has helped them and where they see themselves going in the next months. And I'm excited for the rest of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are as well.
So take it away.
I didn't know how to go about approaching people to try to sell. And I talked to my husband about it, and I talked to, I don't know if I mentioned it to Cindy or not. I think I might venture out and go live and share and be real and tell my actual weight. And I said, maybe I'll go live and see what happens. If I don't get anyone following me, oh, well, I tried. So here I am. I go live. It's called Kerry's Journey. I go on there. I promote some of you have probably watched it. I think some of you liked it and shared it and watched it. What I like about it is that I'm trying to just be real and just be me. I'm not trying to push the products on people. I'm just telling them my success, how I'm feeling on the products. Like the Slim, my insulin, I have an insulin pump. Right now I'm down to, I'm taking less insulin in my background insulin a day. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that or not, but I don't require as much insulin now. I was crashing, my sugars were going low. And that's dangerous because if I go low, I can go into coma and not come out. So they decreased my insulin intake. I've lost 11 pounds. I just feel overall great. I never slept. I had issues with sleeping, and I'm sleeping now. This is like after 10 is past my bedtime, so I'm a little tired. So I'm looking forward to going to bed now, as opposed to before I'd be like a night owl watching the sun come up the next day. The products are amazing. I'm looking forward to trying a lot more of the products. We have the shakes purchased and the blocks, so we're going to get some of those. Did we order Ease?
Yeah, I think that's in that, I believe.
But with getting back to the videos, every time I share a video, I usually get 3 to 4 inquiries, and sometimes I'm definitely going to get someone signed up out of that. So that's an awesome statistic. And I said to my husband, I said, let's try the buy and sells and the classifieds on your Facebook. So if you share a post, when on the bottom it says share more, so you can go out and share to, I think someone's in New Brunswick, someone's in Halifax. You can go on there and share, but you got to ask to be on there, right?
Okay.
And you can even put your wording up. Like I know you guys are doing phenomenal with your postings and stuff like that, and your testimonies and whatnot. Just go on and you can go down and you can click share and share to a group, and you could pick your groups, but you have to be a part of that group first. So yesterday I spent 5-10 minutes going through right from St. John's to Corner Brook, and even Lansa and Lansaloo in Labrador. So I have got people that are sitting on the fence right now. They're watching me live, and some are interested. People were pastors of a church, and I haven't approached anybody in my church. They've just been following me on live, and they've come on. A lot of them saying, Mom got to come talk to you. Mom's got diverticulitis. Mom's got IBS. We've got acid reflux issues. We got to come talk to you. We have arthritis and fibromyalgia. We have to come talk to you. So I have these people saying this to me, but I'm not pushing them. They're coming to me. So Cindy said something to me about one of the Diamond ambassadors. It takes 7 to 10 reach outs for someone to actually say, I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
They have to have it. They have to see it, or it has to be 7 to 10 reach outs for someone to grab it. And if you're upfront with people, I was a manager of Reitman's as well. So if you're upfront with people and you tell them the promotions and you're real with them and you're friendly and approachable, people will gravitate to that. So the smile, that type, if you're choosing to do lives, I'd encourage you to do lives, because you're not in my area. You're not all like, your Facebook is not, friends are not my friends type thing. So if that's something that you're brave enough to venture out at, give it a try. I'm doing Kerry's journey, and another thing I'm saying, like and share my video. Make sure you got a comment below, because some of them got their privacy settings that I cannot go in and see who shared. But the reason why I want that is that I'm giving away things now. Last Friday, I gave away 3 packages of Slim, and we ordered a 7-day trial pack. So that should be in the mail soon. So what we're planning on doing is, now this Friday, we're going to go and we're going to take all the ones that liked and shared my videos this week, and I'm going to put it in a bag, and I'm going to draw it out for someone live on the video. People love free stuff. So if that's something you can do in your budget, if it's in your budget to do that, grab some trial packs offline, get it there. And if you like and share my video, or if you like and share what I posted, if those of you are not as brave as going live, but live, to me, my experience, I posted something and then I went live. When I went live, I got more results.
So your video this morning, Kerry, when you did your video this morning, how many views have you had so far? Like in probably 5 hours?
Actually, she didn't do the video till this afternoon, Newfoundland time.
Right.
And up to about an hour or so ago, she was hitting close to 1,500 views. Also, keep in mind, videos is it's a proven fact that people will rather pause on a video than a static post. People don't really take time to read, but they'll sit and listen to someone talk. And that's just a proven marketing fact. So videos are way more interactive. It will stretch maybe some people more than others, but the reward is possibly greater. The thing with Kerry's video, we sit down on a pen and piece of paper. I help her, okay, put some bullets on a piece of paper. What are the 2 or 3 main things you want to talk about? And just shift it along in that. And so that way you get a little bit of organization to what you're presenting. One thing we're talking about is some of the videos are a bit lengthy, so sometimes you may have to manage that, because some people don't have the time to really stop and watch a long video, unless you went to the theater and paid the money for it, But so yeah, so she's working hard to refine it and just tell her story. It's and now she's gone past that. Do I tell my personal things, or do I keep my things private and hope they'll catch on to what I'm saying? So she's already got past that barrier, and she's been very transparent. And I know, as a clergy dealing with congregations, we're in a culture today where people would prefer transparency over being not transparent. So it stretches people. So the videos are working, and like I said, today I think there's 3, if not 4 people inquiring. She signed up someone right after supper. She basically said in the afternoon, we're talking to her, and she said, I got company right now, just reaching out. Can we do something after lunch? So I typed back, and I was responding to her. And I don't say, okay, after supper, I'll get in touch. I don't say that. I come back and say to her, okay, after supper is great. What about 7 or 8 o'clock? You
determine your time. Like if you're not available, like you say to them what that's what works for us anyway. Don't
give them a yes or no question. Give them something that they have to respond to, a yes or no, or maybe, are you good Thursday or are you good Friday after lunch? What's good for you? And then they realize, okay, I got to make a decision here. It's not simply yes or no. And you've got a greater chance of showing them more about the product and the company and your experience, and may raise the percentage of who you enroll, right? That's what we're experiencing anyway.
Just to go back to the question Cindy asked there, I just popped it up there. I'm at 1,600 views right now.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome.
She had one video last week, hit over 3,000 views in a couple of days.
But that's through the buy and sells, though. Sending it out to those groups, and sharing. I got a lady from, where is it? Francois.
The South Shore of Newfoundland. We don't know where it's at.
Through that.
We had to Google it.
Yeah. so we had to Google it and find it out. So
we're born and raised
yeah,
here, so.
we're born and raised here. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit about us. Now we're thinking about, we have people who've tried the products now. I have a lady now that wants to start selling. So I'm pushing her a little bit to start my leg out. Like I'm starting to let them go deep. So I'm going to have a chat in a little bit with Cindy and probably her and I, and encourage her to start selling and getting behind her and being her support. So I got my 10, so now I need another 10, but right now I'm going to work on these 10 and get them start branching out and getting theirs, you know. So it's but I will encourage you. I know some of us are shy. I couldn't believe I got on and said I'm 270 pounds and lost 11 pounds, you know. It's something private. No woman wants to talk about their weight, so I guess that helped.
Yep, you're being real. That's people want real people, right? They just want the facts.
Keep in mind,
The giveaways too.
people like something that they can sense and feel.
Yeah.
And they respond to emotion. So, and we all know that we all have a percentage of emotional, you take buying and reaction to advertising, you know. So, I mean, advertising, it's no matter where we go, it's everywhere. So your story is what you've got to create, refine, and be able to promote, because people will respond to what you have experienced, and maybe even integrate a little bit of someone else's story in there, because it's sort of like yours. And that way it's reinforcing more layers than one that this is real, you know. So, for example, just this past week we went to vote, and on the way in, a guy was coming out. He knew me, I knew him by name, didn't really know him, and he makes a comment to me. He says, "Oh, you're in Plexus," and I said, "Well, my wife is." And he said, "Yeah." I said, "I know about that stuff for 20 years." He said, "That's all in your head." And I thought, well, I said, Plexus has only been around for 10 years, just over a year officially in Canada. And I said, "I'm not sure about you." I said, "But I've been around long enough to know and be able to tell what's in my head and what's actually happened to my belt, what's actually happened to my medication." And so he smiled and laughed, kind of thing, right? The good thing was he came to church Sunday night.
But he was on 2 metformin. He was on 2 metformin a day.
Yeah, 2, yeah.
And he's lost 29 pounds. And now he's down to 1 metformin.
But that's 12 pounds since May 4th. Yeah.
Right. So I think, Sheena, you had a question there or something?
Did you sign everybody up as ambassadors?
Yes. I would gather them what they wanted, and I promoted the double packs, because that was your better deal type thing. So that's the angle I took. But I also told them as well that you don't have to. You can sign up and get, you know, sign in and be a preferred customer and get 10%.
We prefer they wouldn't be a customer. We prefer they be a business builder.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody I have signed up to is I got them as ambassadors. I don't have preferred customers right now, with the hopes that I get, you know, maybe if it's 3 months from now, they decide, right?
Yeah.
Now I want to do the business, because I wasn't planning on doing the business at all.
Yeah.
I was
shocking us. We were like, what? We keep saying, like, what are you doing? We did not think she had this in her. And she's like a different person. We don't even know this new Sheena.
Well, I like the fact
it is brand new. It is brand new, actually. I've been sick for years, like Deb said to you today, didn't he?
Yeah.
I was actually just on with her for another hour talking about it, because she's coming in and she's going to go with it. But she's only known me to be sick for 25 years.
Yeah.
And that really opened my eyes to, like, oh my goodness, she's right.
Yeah.
She's witnessed everything I've gone through, and she's been there when I've had a flare up with Crohn's and seen me, you know, suffer like crazy. And for the last few years, I thought I was fine. I really did. I thought, okay, my diet and everything got everything good until I started these products, and now I really see my gut as well.
So you have Crohn's?
Yeah.
And so now I want to hear your story for a brief second, because my wife's sister has Crohn's, and severe to the point she's taken off work. So from worst case Crohn's to where you are now, I'm assuming you've seen a dramatic change.
big time. It's unbelievable. I mean, I had to peel strawberries because the seeds would affect me.
And
You know,
what products from Plexus are you using that you feel are the most beneficial to your Crohn's?
I use the balance combo. So the drink, and if I didn't use anything else, that was the 3 that really, and I noticed a difference in the first week.
Okay.
You know,
Excellent.
so but I experienced a lot of pain all the time when I travel. Like, I know where every washroom is from here to the ferry to go to Newfoundland.
Yeah.
You know, I have to pre-plan that, and my husband is used to it. You know.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
I wish her sister could hear you tell your story, because she kind of needs something, but kind of a doubter.
She was on Humira before. She's been on. She's had so much. She's in a lot of pain. She's house ridden.
Yeah.
She can't go anywhere.
Really? So I mentioned this to our team before you guys came on board. Penny would remember this. We've done, like, you heard our testimonies, right? When you were on last week and the week before. We did each one of us, and there's like 10 of us now, that each of us have unique, different testimonies. And I've mentioned to Penny and the other ones in our group that maybe some week we'll do a testimony Zoom call and invite people on.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
What if we invited those guests on, like your sister, or anyone else that we feel might have something they can relate to, and we can all give our testimonies, and they could be our guests. Yeah, and then like a testimony and a Q&A at the end.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that, because I was going to mention, because you asked me to talk a bit about earlier before we started about my background. I did some MLM before, and I've said this to Kerry. Back in the day when I was in Amway, I'm talking like 22, 24 years ago, that we had to first of all find a name, make a phone call, and develop a sales pitch so we can get in their house. And then we would have to drive an hour or 2, sometimes 3, depends on where they lived in the province. And then we would go there and sit there for an hour and show them the plan, as it was called. And then most likely they said no. They wanted $300+ because you had to bring the kit and all this kind of stuff. So it was a very arduous way to build an MLM company business. Whereas now I'm actually amazed at how technology has become such a friend to MLM. Like, without technology, Kerry would not have had 10 people sign up in the short time she has.
No.
Maximizing, first and foremost, the system we have and the technology available to us, and willing to sacrifice a little bit of our pride to be real and raw, you will generate interest, and they come to you. Everyone we signed up, they came to us. We just went out.
I haven't went out knocking on doors or anything like that.
So how do you do that in your context? I'm not absolutely sure, because I'm not sure what you're tapped into other than Facebook or whatever, but this has been all through Facebook and Facebook Live. We're learning a little bit now about Instagram. We're trying to figure that out and see how we can start that and this hashtag stuff. So it's an evolving knowledge, of course. And
I'm learning so much.
Yeah. So I don't know what your backgrounds are, but in terms of MLMs, but I mean, it's historically very difficult to make any money with MLMs. Kerry has made more in this month. So, largely because it's a bonus month too, which is excellent. Great time to get into the business. And she's made more in this month than I ever made in MLM, because it was just absolutely impossible to build a business because of that travel and no way to interface people except being in their kitchens. So this is, I think, the simplest way to build a business is just be real and raw, use the technology you have, and just keep being consistent. I'm pushing Kerry a little bit. Hey, you got to do your video today. So I'm actually pushing. I'm really supportive of her, and I want her to succeed. And so if I can, whatever I can do to push her, I'll do that. Right. So.
Yeah. I find when I put a picture on of me doing something with and talk about Plexus, that's when I'm not ready for the live videos yet. but I got and I had a difficult time to put a selfie out there, like, take a picture of me doing something. But it went on, and I got a lot of people. I mean, I worked in the dental office here before I decided to stay home. So I do have a lot of contacts of people around here. So when they see and hear my story, and a lot of them have witnessed or heard my Crohn's issue, because there was days that I wasn't well when I was working, but I suffered through it.
Yeah.
So they go off that. And I've had people, I watched their little legs, and I got 2 now that have probably, they've liked every bit. They've reached out for information, and I haven't pushed it on them. And now tonight they're asking, how much is the package?
Yeah.
And which one should I start with? And I want to do what you're doing.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I got to follow up with them now.
What happened, Sheena, is 1 begins to become 2, 2 begins to become 3. We're seeing, I mean, again, we're just newbies here.
Yes.
But what we're seeing is consistency and just being in front of people with the story. People are responding because there's a lot of needs out there, physical needs. Some are financial needs, and that might be their motivator. But I would encourage you to because you're not going to talk about your weight. You're going to talk about health issues. What your personal story is. And you have a story there that's touching a lot of people. Crohn's and colitis and IBS are huge issues right now in our society. I would encourage you, take your cell phone and do a 2 or 3 minute one. Say, guys, you know what? Because I'll say this to you, those that you know is a warm market, and most likely it's going to be your highest % of rejection.
Yeah. My family I wouldn't even approach my family. I tried, and they went, nah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would encourage it. Yeah. Seriously, her side of the family.
True.
Yeah.
It's true.
That is true.
Your closest friends and your family are probably the worst skeptics, because they're thinking, no, that's,
Right, Sheena?
Oh, great. I know. I listened to it for 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
What I want to say to Deano is, what are your guys' plans now? Like, I know there's no time limit here. You just said that you see the financial benefits from these bonuses for May and how much money you've made this month. Are you guys going to switch gears? Because right now, like the last month, you've been in since May 4th, which is only, 3 weeks?
Well, April 25th we came in.
Yeah, but we didn't get our pack and really.
We didn't really start the business until May 4th. To carry
That's what our
right?
first day that we did the products.
Slim. So you've been all product focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how and what are your plans to switch to more of business building and touching people that need the financial part?
Well, I think Kerry may have a different opinion. We haven't really discussed it in detail, but we've been talking about it in general. First of all, is look at the 10 we've signed up. And the last one we signed up tonight, we did cross the bridge, and we did talk about the business side.
Yeah, a little bit.
And we simply said, if you're interested more in becoming healthy, where you are at, there's no one in the business that we're aware of. And, we're here to help you if you're desiring to go that direction. And, it's not easy money, but it's good money, and you can do well with it if you're willing to work.
Yeah.
Right. So I made that clear. And then Kerry was talking to one she signed up recently as well here in town.
I've talked to Cindy about that.
Yeah, so she's already mentioned this lady to you, Cindy. And so she's expressing interest as well. So we're just going to, I think, just continue to feed that conversation.
I'm not going to push. I'm just going to say, well, what do you think? Do you think you at it?
Yeah.
People are going to be watching. You're going to watch your results. They're going to be asking questions. And you sign people up, and, she drives the bus, and she's a single mom. So I said, hey, you do well with this.
Yeah.
You don't have to drive your bus.
No.
You can
And you might want to start putting in a little plug at the end of your live once in a while to get people familiar with, this is my business.
Yeah.
Right? To get it out there. This is my business. This is what I'm doing. And my little story on that, Natalie being the butt kicker that she is, my first year in Plexus, I was all customer based for the full year. I wouldn't even talk about business. I just thought nobody wants to hear about business. So I was totally product focused. My highest PV was almost 6,000.
Mm.
All
Wow.
preferred customers. All preferred customers. I wasn't building with ambassadors. Mine was all preferred customers because I would not talk about the business. And she was like, Cindy, you have to offer people both. There's two kinds of people out there. Some people may feel they don't need the products, but they want the business. If you hear people's stories, Diamonds will tell you they entered Plexus because of the business.
Yeah.
Natalie was one that entered for the business.
And that's what draws us.
Another MLM company, so she entered for the business. I entered for the products and switched to the business, like most of you.
And that's why, Cindy, that I agreed to my wife. She could have done what she wanted to do, but I said, yeah, let's do this because I like the way Plexus is structured.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure it all out by detail, but compared to other things I've been in, the structure is very simple, very good. You're pooling your PV, which is excellent. It doesn't always have to come out of your pocket starting off. So that's a huge benefit from most MLM companies. Most want you to do your under PV plus your team to build, right? So, so this is excellent, right? So yeah.
So what I encourage you, and I'm speaking to me and Dennis as well this week, like Kerry is really encouraging me and pushing me to do a live at least once a week. One time a week. Go live for 2 minutes. And you know what? When that happens, if you go live, I see Sheena's face.
I'm going to need more bile cleanse for sure.
Once you go live, I can guarantee you, I was the worst person. I refused to get involved with lives, with talking on Zooms, with anything. Natalie would tell you, I was the worst person. And that's why I didn't build. That was part of my problem. It's like I was not building because business partners, and I wasn't putting my story out there.
She wasn't bold.
My story started, like I told Dino and Kerry, was I made this post that was very real in a group, and I got like 1,000 likes, and I had maybe 30 appointments set up from that post. And I still have some of my ambassadors working with me today. That was last January.
Can we borrow that? Can we borrow that post?
Live, probably would have been. Sorry?
Can we borrow that post? Just take out your name.
You know what? I'm gonna go back and find that post, and I will post it so you guys can read it and show you how many likes and how many comments I got. If I can screenshot the whole thing, I'll let you see it. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a live. It was like my detailed description of where Dennis and I were in our health. But it was more business. It was about not being in Canada for winters. I said, I want to be in Florida for 6 months of the year. I want my toes in the sand. That's basically what I was saying. Like, you're talking to people's desires. And, you know, when you talk like that, you're going to speak to some people, a lot of people, more than you realize.
And a lot of people that want the same thing, right?
Yeah, and I spoke specifically to people in their retirement years, but I did throw in there young moms. This would be great for you guys. You know, come on board, talk to me. I can get you set up with. You don't want to go back to work? Great. I would love to help you stay home with your kids.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Because you can. That's the best place for moms is at home.
You're appealing to a desire, right? So
yeah, especially in our day and age, right? You're looking at all this stuff and attacks on families. Parents, they're way better off being home with their kids.
Back, I don't know if it was our last Zoom call or the one before. I'm not sure if it was one. It was one Natalie was on with us. I guess it was not the last one, but the one before, and we were focused on how many we were going to get this month.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And I told Cindy, I said I wanted to say 10, but I said 6. Because Sheena, you said 10.
I said, I wanted the 9, right? I was like 9. So I only have 4 right now, but I got the other ones in mind. I know I'm going to get 2 more. I'll have the 6 for sure, but I am still aiming. I got till next weekend, right? So
Well, I said to Cindy, I said, well, I got my 10, maybe I'll work on another 10.
Why not?
Yes, yes.
Why not?
How about you, Penny?
Pardon me?
How about you?
How many-
Well, I'm getting there. I have 4 or 5, so my goal is to get the
Awesome.
10 at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But if anything I said tonight helped you girls, and
Oh yeah.
by all means, go ahead.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I love
encourage-
seeing your videos. I look forward to watching them actually, but I got to get I got to practice somehow.
You can do
Yeah.
videos. Do videos
Yeah.
of yourself. Just do videos instead of lives.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah, you
record
can
yourself.
record.
Video.
Write down your 5 points that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
What are the main things for you that you were doing Plexus for? What attracted you to Plexus? And write down 5 things that you were hoping it would help you with.
Yeah.
And then record yourself. And then go back and review your recording. And basically, you just do the same in a live. You don't even venture from any of what you said. And I can
Or you can
guarantee you that after 2 or 3 times doing that, you will get comfortable. It's amazing how that changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I would say this here, find something that motivates you and apply it to your Plexus business. And I think you'll come out of your shell quickly on the video.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's the bonus at the end of May, for getting X number of sign-ups, enrollments, I think you'll stretch yourself to do that. I just would encourage you. I know it's you communicate well, you're fine. You
Yeah.
have the presence on the camera, you'll do fine.
Yeah.
You know,
I think she will too. So will Penny.
Yeah.
Penny stretched
both of you,
herself.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Penny just came like right out of her shell. And she was like, in March when we were going after the iPad, she was like, bam, bam, bam. She got her 6 and was like, good to go.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she's got her iPad coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Good.
awesome. Those bonuses are great. Like I'm already thinking, like, what are they going to come up with in June? Now I wonder.
I know.
Hopefully
Well,
it's
we
great.
know June in convention, we always have a new product or 2.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Is there, mentioning that, Cindy, I think one of the comments you made in one of our previous meetings, or something to Kerry about, are there new products lining up to come into our country from Plexus?
If they release new products at convention, more than likely it'll be available in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last,
Ken
the last
Reed said
two,
at the meeting that they were going to be expanding the Joy Own line. But
Oh,
didn't say specifically what it would entail. He just said they were expanding it.
so maybe maybe
Oh.
a cleanser, because we're using our own
somebody-
cleanser right now. So maybe that could be one.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Somebody asked him that specifically, and he said, well, I can't say, but it's possible. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Cindy,
Awesome.
Natalie, today, when we were talking, when me and you and Deb was on, she mentioned that, because she mentioned they were going west, the Plexus team, but she also said east.
What do you mean?
think?
I didn't hear
like-
that because I got booted off.
Oh, maybe you weren't there. Okay, so she mentioned, because where Deb is going to BC, and she won't be out there in time for that one. But she did say something about another one coming east. So I just wonder if it's Halifax or.
You're always planning something, and you'll find it on the Ambassador community page. If there's anything going on, you'll see the details of it. Is that
Good
Keith?
night kisses.
Oh.
No, that's one of my boys. Good
I was
night
gonna
kisses.
say, if that's Keith, bring him on the camera, please. Like that's gonna happen, eh, Sheena?
He would poke his nose in. He'll get in there eventually. He's excited about, because he didn't, this is, for me to be this far into it.
Yeah.
And just because I'm feeling really well too, it's so worth it. If I didn't achieve anything else, just my being healthy is good enough for him.
It's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I want to thank you guys for sharing your story, Kerry and Deano. That was amazing. You guys
Yes,
are
it was.
You're good work, and I've learned a lot from watching Kerry. Like I'd never ever, I've done lives, but I've never shared them in groups. That's new to me. And when she does her make sure you like and share and comment below. Like that, she's got so many today. Last I counted, it was 39 shares. I don't know what happened after that.
Yeah.
But she had 39
Some of those shares, Kerry did those herself out to the provincial group.
Okay, yeah.
So that still includes as a share, but they're still well up in the 20s, I believe it was, yeah.
So when you guys pick groups, I would recommend, how many groups did you share to, Kerry?
8 or 9, I think it was.
Let's see here.
There was, she's going to look here now. Yeah, there was 8 or 10.
About 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty good. So yeah, that would be really good to pick some groups in your area and do a video or a live and just put it out in those groups. As long as the groups are allowing MLMs, you want to make sure that you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, they'll stop you and ask you questions immediately if they're suspicious about your presentation.
Yeah.
Or what your Kerry has a couple.
I'm a part of 4 groups in Fort McMurray. That's called Fort McMurray Home Businesses and whatever. So something like that. If you Google or you search in Facebook in your area, like Sheena, Nova Scotia home businesses.
Yeah.
You'll be able to do it in those freely.
Okay. So and you could just share a post. You can share a post
live. Yeah. Like she's sharing it. She's clicking on share and sending it to those groups.
Yeah, I share to a group. You know, when you go to share and you could share to your page, but there's a little thing down there, a little icon that says share to a group.
Okay.
And I shared in Lewisport Buy and Sell, Twillincate Swap, Gander Swap, Gander, Bayvert Classifieds.
Yeah.
Right.
Buy and Sell. Yeah. Some of them.
I know there's some here in Kingston Greenwood, but they do put on there that there be no selling of, I'll have to search and see what I can put them on.
Well, the thing is, is you post it, they'll decide if you can post it again or if they won't allow you.
Okay.
So just go for it, and if it comes back and answer these questions before you post, and use that question: is this an MLM home-based business? If it is, then we don't allow to post, and you know exactly that to go there again.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of open community groups. Like I said, in Halifax alone, there's like tons in Halifax.
So many.
And none of that. I was going to say to you, you don't have to necessarily do a video to post to them. You post your static, what you do on your own Facebook. You can share that out to those groups as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Anything you post is shareable. So maximize your audience by going out to free, where people are always looking at these things, right? So
absolutely. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good tip. I'll get on that.
Yeah, everything is shareable.
Coming back to me. I got another one inquiring now.
Oh yeah,
you better get working. So
you're not going to get the bid.
One is classifieds, because you think about classifieds, they're like a whole bunch of whatever, right? They're not just one thing. So classifieds is one I kind of geared in on, or home businesses.
Yeah.
They're more allowed than any other smaller buy and sells, for example.
Yeah. It's there's lots of opportunity just for Facebook alone. We're learning now Instagram, which is also a huge audience, tapping into that. And you don't have to be their friend, just your hashtag. Someone's looking for, let's say, weight loss or being healthy is your hashtag. Well, that'll go into, so that'll go into a whole pool of people, literally wherever Instagram is, and they could click on your post, right? So
I'm going to do some education on my part because I'm not Instagram savvy. So I'm going to do some research on that and probably attempt Instagram. I
do Instagram, but I don't do it well. Penny does it too. I've seen Penny.
Yeah, I had an attempt, but someone stole my picture. My boys actually told me, they said, Mom, someone took your account because your picture is there and they changed the name. So that happened twice to me.
On Instagram?
On Instagram.
Wow.
That's scary.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My settings were fine because my boys actually, Matt come in. He said, Mom, everything is set up. I don't know what happened there, but we just saw your picture with a different name, like a different, whatever it was.
Crazy. What were you
I don't know what they're doing with my picture.
I
say when you do a post in Instagram, use as many hashtags as possible.
Yes, yeah.
And
That's
it
related.
branches out more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's related to your post.
Yeah,
And
anything.
in fact, in your back office, I can't remember exactly where the link is there. I was going over today. There's actually hashtags pre-created for certain products. And so
we can
yeah,
utilize them. Yeah.
I'm not sure where to take you right now from memory. I have to go back in again. But you click on it, it's like a PDF, and there's like 2 or 3 pages, and it comes down on the right side of the page for already pre-done hashtags you can use, right? So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so.
Oh, I have to look at that. Yeah, there's lots of information there. I haven't even had a chance to look at it all myself. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop the recording.